ちょっとした、教科書には載ってないような具体的な話ですね、こういうことができるとね、知的キャッチボールっていうのができるんじゃないかなっていうですね。
I can't agree with you more about that. I think you are you have summarized what is important to be a global talent. 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to attend a conference in Belgium, and it was for the European employees who were working for Japanese companies, and one of the speakers was from a very eminent Japanese company operating in Europe, and he was the European head. He was the chief executive there, and the comments that he made was very impressive. So I'd like to just introduce you his comments to you and ask your impression about his these points. He said the important thing to be successful working for a Japanese company is to not be impatient. He said although he was Belgian, he said the word in Japanese mochitsu motaretsu. He said that you have to understand this word because it's a very important word to be successful in working for a Japanese company. He says you might have no problem speaking English, but the majority of the employees in Japan, when they come to Europe, they are forced to speak to use a foreign language, which alone is a big barrier for them. Therefore, you have to understand this word because frustration is not only on your side. Frustration exists on both sides, and as long as you remember this, you will not be. You will probably be able to communicate much better. However, adding to that point, he said, it is extremely important to be interculturally aware of the differences so that you can make the right judgment. So the only way to have sensitivity in other cultures is to actually try to understand the other culture, in this case the Japanese culture. So it is important to learn about Japan and learn about the Japanese culture. And he made that statement very clearly, and I was very impressed by what he said. So this was the words for the Europeans to be a global, to be successful working for a global Japanese company. Do you have any points that you could add to that, or do you agree?
そうですね。やっぱりこの戦後ですね。日本からいろんなものを世界に輸出していく。そういう中でやはり日本人が外のやり方に合わせてきたというのがあると思うんですね。その最大の輸出国であったアメリカに合わせてきた。だけどこれからはおっしゃるように外国人もやはり日本のやり方っていうことについて理解を示さなきゃいけないとしますし、そういう意味では本当におっしゃったことっていうのは、もっともだと思いますね。で逆に日本人も、そういう日本のやり方っていうのを外国人に教えてあげればいいと思うんですね。私も例えば新しく日本の会社に初めて働く外国人っていうのがいっぱい入ってきました。まずじゃあ日本人の名前はどうやって呼んだらいいんだ、そういう質問を私にしてくるわけですね。結構だから彼らも日本の会社で働くってことはすごく不安なんだと思うんですよ。で、ある時僕が外国人がある社員がですね、イギリスで日本に出張に行くっていう、初めて日本に出張に行く。で、だからちょっとおいでと。でまず名刺入れ持ってるか。 したらこれあげるからって、実は僕は日本に出張した時に安い名刺入れをですね買い込んできたのがあって一つあげたんです。で名刺の配り方をきちっと説明して、まあついでだからと思ってビールの継ぎ方とかですねいろいろ教えてあげた。で彼は日本に出張行きました。で帰ってきたらですねもう本当に嬉しそうな顔して「いやミス・シバタありがとう」と。もう本当に名刺がね綺麗に組まれたんで、相手もすごくこう「ああお前ちゃんとできるじゃないか」っていう目で見てくれて、すごくミーティングはこのいい雰囲気でできたと。で夜もそういうことでうまくいったし、ちゃんとだから相手の文化のことをね分かっていることっていうのはすごく大切だなっていうのを彼も言ってくれて、なんかそれ以来ですね、なんかその会社で日本に出張行くっていうとなんか僕のとこ来てなんか名刺入れあるからって聞くようになったんでまあそれは単に名刺入れが欲しかっただけかもしれませんけど、まあその都度私もレクチャーしてですねやってたんですが、まあそういうこの日本人からもまあ彼らに対してねいろいろやっていくことっていうのは大切じゃないかなと思います。ちょっとご質問のからそれちゃいましたけども、まあ、そういう意味で、外国の方が日本の企業で働く時っていうのはやっぱそういう、まあ、持ちつ持たれつってねすごく分かりやすい、表現だと思いますけども、そういうところで、お互いが理解し合っていくということじゃないかなと思いますね。
Okay, to summarize today's session, I think what comes up to my mind is the word global best practice. As I work in the human resources department most of the time, this question is often raised by both parties, in other words, the Japanese and the Europeans. What is the best global practice to work together in harmony to reach the same goal? Is it the Japanese way or is it the European way? People often say that when you are in Rome, do as the Romans do. However, for the Japanese who are alien from Europe, it's sometimes very difficult to do exactly the same way as the Europeans understand is the right way. So perhaps my last comment today is that perhaps there might be a third way, maybe a hybrid way of bringing the best practices of Japan and the best practices of Europe and combining together so that you can make a unique company culture which will excel to become an excellent company. However, it's easier said than done because unfortunately I don't have the magic tool to give you the answers for that. So what I often say to the employees that I meet is that at the end of the day, it's up to you who come up with the solutions and come up with the answers to what is the hybrid way. And so I would like to finish my part here, and perhaps you might want to add something to what I've just said. It doesn't have to be based on what I said, but perhaps you might want to add your understanding of how to be successful as a global talent. You have already mentioned some parts, but if you have anything you would like to add.
はいね、これはイギリス人の DNA かもしれないですけども、彼らはずっと植民地を持ってねいろいろ海外とやってきた歴史があって、そこでよく彼らが言うのは It's a balancing act とか It's a balance、 こういうよく言葉を使いますよね。だからハイブリッドという、言葉は今初めて伺いましたけども、やはり両方のやり方ってどこでバランスを取るか、これがやはり大切だと思うんですね。でプラス面をうまくハイブリッドすれば本当におっしゃるようにいいものが生まれる。でやはりそこで大切なのは、人間と人間ですから、最後やっぱりミューチュアルリスペクトというかですね、お互いにやはり相手をリスペクトしながら、ちゃんと尊重しながらやっていくと。でそれでどうやっていくかという方策は方程式はないと思いますね。そこで会社によっても違うでしょうし、そこは そういう中で自分が一番いいというやり方を、あるいはそれは会社が一番いいというやり方を決めていくということではないかと思います。
Thank you.